played this record as frequently as possible.
Hey everyone, it's me, Mr. G. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another pickups video. I wasn't on YouTube last week. I didn't make a video because me and my wife went away. We went to Colorado for the week. We always go away maybe 3 or 4 times a year. Me and my wife go to different cities around the world, and this time we decided to go to Colorado. Beautiful Colorado. We went to Denver, we went to Boulder, Red Rock. We took a car up the mountain and we went to Estes Park, where the Stanley Hotel is, where Stephen King came up with the idea for The Shining. And then we drove up the mountain to the top of the Rocky Mountains. Really amazing trip. So I didn't make a video last week because we were traveling, of course. So I didn't find too much out in the wild last week. But over the last couple of weeks, I did find a few things out in the wild. Some pretty cool stuff. Over 30 games I found this last couple of weeks going into wild. I did stop at a game store in Colorado as well, and I picked up a game. Quite a few cool things going into the collection this week. So anyway, this is the video for this week. Sit back, relax. Let's have a look at what I've got this week. Let's jump into it. It's like I always say, let's jump into it. So first thing is, in my last video, I was going to take a whole bunch of games to GameStop and trade them in. Ended up taking them and I got like $80 store credit. You always get good credit at GameStop all the time. And I decided to pick up a game that I heard a lot about, that a lot of good reviews came out, and that was Cruising Blast for the Nintendo Switch. Heard really good reviews about it. I enjoy arcade races, so I picked it up. I have played it. It's okay. It's not the greatest game. I feel that the AI is too unfair. It's really hard to come in first place in this game. Really cool track designs, but the graphics are kind of outdated. But I did pick that up for the Nintendo Switch last week. Pretty cool game. Not the best. And then I randomly went into Goodwill last week, and sitting on the shelf was a PSP game. You never see PSP games. And this one was Kingdom of Paradise. I never ever heard of this game before, Kingdom of Paradise. I don't even know what kind of game this is. But that was sitting on the shelf for $5. I love collecting for the PSP because it's very hard to find PSP games out in the wild. So when I saw that sitting there, I was like, oh, okay, I'm definitely going to pick this up for $5 for sure. Really cool pickup at Goodwill. And then during the week, last week, before I went to Colorado, there was a girl on Facebook Marketplace, and she had a whole bunch of games she was listing. She had some PlayStation Vita games. Vita is the hardest system for me to collect for. I never ever see Vita games out in the wild. So I contacted her and she said, sorry, unfortunately somebody already bought them. So I was like, oh, that sucks. But she did have a whole bunch of other PS3 games. So I looked at them and I was like, oh yeah, there's some really cool games in here that I want. So I contacted her and she was like asking $10 a game. So there was 3 I wanted, and I asked her, could I give you 25 if I come pick them up? So she was like, yeah, that's cool. So I went to go pick them up after work. I thought I recorded it, but I can't find the video anywhere. I don't know where the video went. But anyway, I did pick it up from her, and I picked up 3 games. And the 3 games were, the first one was MotorStorm Apocalypse for the PlayStation 3. I do love the MotorStorm racing games. They're really fun racing games, especially Apocalypse. I actually own this digitally, so I wanted to pick up a physical copy, so I picked that up. And then this is a really cool RPG. I'm really stoked to pick this up from her. Eternal Sonata. That's a really great RPG. This is still a $30 game, so the pickup was worth it alone just for this game. Really stoked to add that to my collection. And then she had, I already owned this game, but this was factory sealed. Greatest Hits Ni no Kuni. Still factory sealed. Really cool to get that factory sealed because, yes, everybody knows, I keep saying it, I love collecting factory sealed games. So I'm going to add this factory sealed game to my collection, and I'm going to end up selling my one on the eBay, make some money back. So 3 really cool PlayStation 3 games I picked up from this girl on Facebook Marketplace. $25. Totally worth it. And then, as I said, I went to Colorado, and there was a video game store up there. I believe it was called Level 7 Video Games. We drove out to check it out. It was an okay store. It had a few games. The prices were actually really good. It was very cheap prices. They're really, really cool. They had a little cabinet with a whole bunch of really cool games in it. They had the special edition Ocarina of Time, but they were asking $400 for it. I was like, yeah, no thanks, I don't need it that bad. They also had Resident Evil 3 for the Nintendo GameCube. I've been looking for that game for a long time for my collection. I almost bought it. My wife said I should have bought it, but I didn't want to spend $90. I want to rather find it out in the wild for cheap. So I missed out on that. I kind of wish I had bought it, but I didn't. But I did pick up a game for my collection that I've been looking for a long time. It was $15, and that was The Prince of Persia: Sands of Time for the Nintendo GameCube. I used to own this back in the day. It's such a great game. I did finish it. I love this game. I love The Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. I have been looking for this for a long time. So I did pick this up at the game store in Colorado for $15. So that was a pretty cool pickup. They didn't really have anything else that I was looking for, but I did want to buy something while I was out there. Okay, and then, as I always talk about my beautiful wife, she's on this Facebook Marketplace kind of account thing where people give away stuff. It's called Flash Gives. And sometimes she gets free games. And this week, not once, but twice in one night, did she manage to get free games from two different people. They said they had a couple of games. She put in her name, and they both chose her both times. And I went to go pick them up completely free. And I have a video for both of the pickups, and here it is. Hey, what's up, man? I came to get the Batman game and the other game from Cynthia.
For sure.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks so much. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Yeah, really, really cool. I mean, free games, never going to complain about that. My wife is amazing when she does that. She gets me free games. Really cool. The first one was Hellboy. I've been looking for this for my PlayStation 3 for a long time. I've been wanting to play this game for quite a while, so I'm pretty stoked to pick up Hellboy. And then Need for Speed Pro Street, which I don't own, so that's pretty cool. I picked that up too for free. And then just the average sports game, NHL 11 for the Xbox 360. So that was the first pickup. 3 free games, totally cool, really cool. I'm not going to say no. And then the second pickup I got from the guy was Batman Arkham Knight and Phantom Pain Metal Gear Solid. I do own both of these games. I have played Batman and finished it. I love this game. It's a really amazing game. And I'm not a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid games. I have played most of them. I'm just not a big fan of the Metal Gear Solid games. I'm actually going to give this to my friend Seth. Seth, these are going to go to you. He wanted them, and these aren't really worth much money. I just picked them up because they're free. So I'm going to give this to my friend Seth. So Seth, I hope you enjoy them. Definitely play the Batman game. The Batman game is pretty amazing. And then a really cool pickup. It's not a game, but I was really, really excited to see this in Goodwill. I walked into Goodwill and I was looking at the CDs, and sitting on the CD shelf was the 30th anniversary Legend of Zelda CD collection. This is the game music collection. Beautiful box set it comes in. It does come with a CD soundtrack, and it does come with a whole bunch of pictures, postcards. It is still sealed. I don't want to open it up, but I believe there's 30 in here. And then the soundtrack is really, really cool. Comes with 2 discs. Really, really cool. I was super excited to see this sitting in Goodwill. This is still like a $50 collection. This was a Japanese exclusive. You could only get it in Japan, so they had to import it. I don't know where the person got this from and why they donated it to Goodwill, but I was really, really excited to pick this up for my collection. Legend of Zelda is my favorite series of all time. I'm obsessed with the Legend of Zelda series. I have a shrine dedicated to the Legend of Zelda over here. This is going to go into my shrine. There's a whole bunch of stuff I have in my collection for Legend of Zelda, so I was really, really excited to pick this up. I was thinking about making it the pickup of the week, but it was something else that I picked up that I thought was kind of cooler. But really, really cool to get that and put that into my shrine for Zelda. And then yesterday, Facebook Marketplace, there was a woman who said they were having a yard sale on Saturday and it was starting at 7 a.m. I had to work yesterday, so I got up early and I was like, let me just go to this yard sale. It's up the road from me before work. I'll just stop there and see if I have anything. And I went to the yard sale and there was nobody there. I was the only one. And I walked up, and I don't know what it is with yard sales, but I always forget to film. I don't know why I do that. I think because I'm trying to barter with the people, trying to get a better deal. I always forget to take out my camera and film. But I walked up to the table, and there sitting on the table was a stack of Xbox One games just sitting on the table like this. And I was like, oh, cool, I got here in time. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. It was a little kid actually who was selling them, and I asked him how much he wanted. He said $3 each. So I was like, okay, cool. Do you have any $3? So it was $21. I offered him 20. He took it. So I gave him $20 for 7 games. That was really, really cool. Pretty cool games. I don't own any of these, which is really cool. So these are all going into my collection. The first one, which is actually quite a new game. It came out a couple of months ago. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Redehydrated. That's a brand new game. This is still a $30 to $40 game. So that was pretty cool to pick that up. Crayola Scoot. I don't know what that is. Looks like a little like scooter game, like Tony Hawk or something. Pretty interesting. I might check it out. Minecraft for the Xbox One. I don't own this on the Xbox One, so that's really cool. Put these down. Rocket League. I love Rocket League. So cool to pick that up on the Xbox One. Just an okay game. Lego Worlds. It's not really worth anything. And then Lego Jurassic World. I thought I owned this game. I must actually check because I'm pretty sure I own this. I think I own it on everything else, so, but that as well. So that was whoops. Dropping my games. That was 6 Xbox One games adding to my collection. I mean, that's cool, picking up 6 Xbox One games. And then he also had Star Wars The Force Unleashed, which I thought I owned, but I checked and I don't seem to own it on the Xbox 360, so I am adding that to the Xbox 360. So a nice little yard sale pickup for $20 just before work yesterday. I picked up quite a few games for my collection at the yard sale. Really, really cool. And then we get to the pickup of the week. The best pickup of the week. So what this pickup was is that I was on Facebook Marketplace on Monday, and then it's a guy who had a whole listing for a whole bunch of NES games. So I went through it and I was like, oh yeah, there's actually some pretty cool games here. Nothing worth a lot of money, but stuff I don't own in my collection. He was asking $5 each a game. So I went through the collection and I was like, yeah, there's actually quite a few in here that I don't own. I want to buy them because I want to try to build up my NES collection and get some cartridges for my collection. So I contacted the guy and I said, yeah, there's quite a few I want. So he was like, yeah, cool, man, you can come after work and pick them up. It was close to my work, so I was like, okay, cool. I went through the list and there were 16 games that I didn't own. So it came to $80. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to give this guy $80. Just go pick up a whole bunch of NES games from him. Pretty cool. And then just before I came up there, he was like, oh, I actually do have one that's complete in box. So I was like, oh, that's really, really cool because I love collecting complete in box NES games now. Really cool. So he wanted $40 for it. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of pricey for the game because I looked at the game he had. So I offered him 110. And he was like, okay, no, that's cool. I'll take 110. So I ended up paying $30 for the complete in box game and $80 for the 16 games. So I gave him 110. It's not the best price, but I was willing to spend it to get these games to put in my collection. So anyway, I went after work and I picked up the games, and here's the video for that. How's it going, man?
Yeah, fine.
Cool, thanks.
Well, here are the games.
Oh, sweet.
I wanted to point out that
Yeah?
they, what was it? That volleyball one, the Super Spike Volleyball and World Cup. For some reason, I don't have that one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm deducting the $5.
So how much did you want?
It would be 105.
105 for everything. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, awesome. Here you go.
Just in case.
Yeah, cool. And yeah, thanks a lot. And they're all in there, right?
Yes, they're all in.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Yeah, so when I got there, he actually couldn't find one of the games, so it came to $105, and I picked up, I think, 16 games total. And all of these games I don't own. These are all going into my collection. So there was Platoon, which is based on the movie, which I've never seen. It's one movie I've always wanted to see. So there was Platoon. There was Iron Sword, which I don't own. I don't own any of these. This one is Tag Team. I think it's a wrestling game. Tag Team? Is that how it is? Tag Team Wrestling. This one was Silent Service, which I've never heard of. But this one actually came with the manual, which is pretty cool. And then there was the Flying Dragon, which I've never heard. And then we've got Gotcha. Never heard of Gotcha. Karate Champ, that's a classic. I used to play that as a kid. Jordan vs. Bird. Mickey Mousecapade. I thought I had this one, but I checked and I don't. The Legend of Cage. Marlon's Secret Castle. If you watch the Angry Video Game Nerd, he actually did a video on this, how bad this game is. I heard it's terrible, but I wanted to add it to my collection. Rad Racer 2. Cybernoid. And the last one was a classic, Mac Rider. So pretty cool. I had a whole stack of games for my collection. And then the one he had complete in box was Robin Hood, the Prince of Thieves. Complete in box. I didn't even know that was on the NES. That's I remember watching this movie back in the day, but I thought it came out after the NES. So pretty cool to add another complete in box NES game. It does come with the booklet and everything, so I am going to be adding another complete in box NES game to my collection. As I said, it's kind of crazy how many NES complete in box games I own now. I mean, this is a system I didn't want to collect for, and now I have so many complete in box NES games just in the space of a year. It's actually quite insane how many NES games I've actually found now. So really cool. So anyway, that was my video for this week. I did add quite a few games to my collection this week. I think over 30 really cool games. A lot of NES games going this week. A lot of Xbox One games going into my collection this week. So it was a pretty good couple of weeks. Really cool. I did find quite a few cool games going into collection. So as I always say, thanks for coming back to my channel. Thanks for watching this video. Give my video a like. Subscribe. I'm Mr. G. I'm out.